This is 10 Minute Science with Mrs. Inman. Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Inman, and this week I'm bringing you an experiment. Now, when I talk about a scientific experiment, if you remember, we need to have a problem, and we actually need to go through the scientific method, and that's what we're going to do today. And so I was thinking about my house, and I thought, how could I experiment with something? What could I do? What are some things I could put together? Because for second grade, we did several experiments where we put two things together and we created something new. And I've got a fun one today. I'm calling it the dawn of milk. And you'll find out why in just a minute. Because I was thinking, I have milk. I have Dawn dishwashing liquid. I wonder what would happen if I put those two things together. Because milk is something you drink and you put it together with soap. It should be interesting at least. I don't think it'll be dangerous. So I'm going to try it and we're going to find out what happens. So what I have, the scientific method, is what we're going to be talking about just like we do in class. And when you do that, the first thing you do is you have to think about, well, what do I want to know? Well, what I want to know is what happens when you put a little bit of soap in some milk. Is it just like putting soap in water? Or will it be something new? So I need to do a little bit of research. Remember, our research is our background information. Right there, research. That's information we can get. And sometimes we have it in our head. We already know things. Sometimes we get it from a book. Sometimes we get it from the internet. And sometimes we ask an expert, like a scientist or someone who actually makes a dishwashing soap. But you know what? Today, I'm going to, first of all, just use my head and use my knowledge. And I think about Dawn dishwashing soap. I know it cuts grease. I use it all the time. So I know it does that. I know it gets my dishes clean. And I also know, because I've seen it on TV, that when they have an oil spill, they use Dawn dishwashing liquid to clean up birds that have gotten into oil spills. So they use it in oil spills. So that's a lot of things I know about Dawn dishwashing soap. But cow milk, was thinking, I know I like to drink it. I know it's white, but I really don't know much about it. It feels like I should know more. Like, what is it made out of? I know the other one is soap, but what is this? So I looked it up on the internet, did my research, and I went to www.madehow.com, and I wrote that down. But then I wrote down what it's made of. It's mostly water, but it also has milk fat, protein, lactose, and ash. So now I know more information. So I need to make a hypothesis. Remember, that's our next step. After we learn about it, we need to make a hypothesis. That means, what do we think will happen when we put the two together? So to make that hypothesis, that decision, I'm going to take what I know and put it together. So since I know Dawn dishwashing soap cuts grease, fat, that's what that is, right? And cow milk has fat in it. There's a connection. So if Dawn cuts grease, moves it out of the way, it moves it. So if cow milk has some fat in it, I wonder if it'll make the fat particles move. So that's what my hypothesis is going to be. What do you think about that hypothesis? Do you have a different one? If you do, just think about that as we're going through, and let's see how it comes out at the end. So, of course, after you have an idea, which is your hypothesis of what you think is going to happen, because it's a good guess. It's a guess over information. that you have learned. Then we're going to do our experiment. We're going to give it a test. And then, of course, we're going to analyze it. We're going to be observing it. We want to really watch it and see if it does anything. And then at the very end, we'll have a conclusion. Was I correct? Did something move? Why do I think it moved? Well, why or why not? Maybe it doesn't work, but that's okay. We're going to find out. You know, your experiment is not a failure. If it doesn't work, it just means you need to try something new. So we'll be trying that in just a minute. So as you can see, I had to think about my experiment. I knew I needed the Dawn, and I know I needed some milk. But I started thinking, well, if the milk moves, can I see it? So I thought maybe I should get a little color to go in it, a little bit of food coloring. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the food color, some little drops in the milk. I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to put it in the Dawn. And then I'm going to put that in the milk and see if anything happens. So let's do that. So I have a little bit of food coloring. Now what I did was I didn't have any liquid because I'm not at school and I don't use food coloring much. So I had some leftover little tablets from Easter. And I dissolved them so that I could have some color in here. Oh, that's actually sort of pretty, isn't it? You like that? It's a little red. And maybe it's a little blue. If I mix them together, I might get purple. Let me see here. Oh, not too much. Just a little drop. Well, that's probably good enough. And then, because I just wanted some color to see if anything happens. I want to see if the milk does anything. If the color moves a lot, then I know something's happened. Okay, now we'll let it sort of settle. Now, of course, you know atoms move, so it may move a little bit if you leave it there for a long time. But you can see it's pretty steady now. So I'm taking my Q-tip and I'm going to put this on here. Make sure you get lots of it, quite a bit of it, because this is my Dawn. And we know it likes to attack fat. And there is fat in the milk. So let's see if anything happens. We hope it's going to move, don't we? We hope it's going to move. Oh, look at that. I mean, immediately, it's going to work. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's do it again on the other side of this Q-tip. Let's get some more. I want to see it do it some more. I love that. It'll be like a beautiful painting. Look at that. Oops. I'm not going to stir. I'm just going to put it in there. You can see it moving away. You know, it's attacking the fat. That is just really cool. Look how pretty that is now. So I wonder if I could put my finger and do it even. Ooh, let's see. Right there in the middle. It did it first better, didn't it? When you first did it, it really went crazy. Now it's sort of mingled together, I think. It sort of mixes together after a while. But you can see how fast it moved. So our hypothesis that we had, that will move the milk, it was right. It moved very quickly. I observed it. I saw it move quickly. And so my conclusion is, yes, the Dawn dishwashing liquid did attack the fat that was in the milk. That's pretty cool. So when your experiment is over, sometimes it leads you to more questions. You know, we had our question answered. What would happen if I put Dawn dishwashing liquid in with my milk? We know what happens now. It does move the milk because it starts attacking that fat. But are all dishwashing liquids made the same? Are they all equal? Will it possibly move as fast if I use a different kind instead of Dawn? Maybe if I used Ajax or Palmolive. So, see, this experiment just leads to more questions and maybe even more experiments. So, something maybe you want to try out. I'll see you later. Have a good day.